morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, wherever you're joining us from around the world. Welcome to the long-awaited next instalment of our awards, the 2021 World Rowing Awards. My name is Peter O'Hanlon, World Rowing's presenter and commentator. I usually have the great privilege of following our amazing sport to all the major events throughout the year. Well, the last couple of years have been a bit different, and we've had to wait a whole extra year for the World Rowing Awards. But the time has finally arrived, our opportunity to celebrate some major achievements from across the rowing family and recognise some really exceptional people. I know that from previous years of awards, the process is so tough for the selectors. It's getting harder and harder and harder for them to narrow down to finalists and then make the award decision. And that's just testament to the growth we've seen in every single category and the bar raising every single year. And this year will be no disappointment. The nominations have come through thick and fast, and with each nominee having attained the highest standard we can expect and hope for in their categories. And whilst we'd love to talk to all of them, at least today, we'll get to talk to all of the winners. But before we dive into the first award, allow me to introduce Jean-Christophe Roland, President of World Rowing.
Thank you, Peter. 2020 was a terrible year with almost all international events cancelled. I'm very pleased and actually relieved that despite the very challenging context, we managed to save the 2021 season. And therefore, after 1 year
off, really quiet. I can barely hear them. I couldn't really hear the intro music either.
To be back with the annual awards. It's my privilege to welcome you all to the 2021 World Rowing Awards ceremony. And thank you for joining us today. Except the World Championships, we achieved to deliver all our international events. When you know the challenges, when you know the difficulties with this COVID-19 pandemic, you can admit that it's a truly great achievement. In particular, we can be collectively proud that the qualifications for the Games were finalized on the water and not on the paper. And eventually that the athletes were given the chance to fulfill their Olympic dream. Allow me to take the opportunity to thank very much and express my deep gratitude, first to the athletes and the teams. I do know how the uncertainties, how the difficult conditions all over the winter and even during the season have put additional pressure on you. I would like to thank also the organizing committees, the government and the local authorities, the staff, and all the contributors who have made possible the staging of our international events during this global pandemic. Last but not least, my deep appreciation goes to the IOC and the Japanese people for their resilience and their commitment to deliver the Olympic and Paralympic Games in such a context. It was quite special games, I mean, in terms of the environment. But at the end, and this is the most important, on the sports side, it was fantastic and successful. And as for rowing, I must say, we had excellent, fantastic, and exciting races. So a true and great promotion for our sport. So now, Peter, time has come to present the awards. Back to you.
Thanks, Jean-Christophe. Well, we've got a lot to look forward to. We've got 6 awards to present to you, the World Rowing community, and those 6 being the Men's Crew of the Year, the Women's Crew of the Year, the Para Crew of the Year, the Coach of the Year, the Thomas Keller Medal, and the Distinguished Services to Rowing Award. So lots to look forward to. But before we dive into that first award, let's just have a bit of a recap on what the year of 2021 was like for rowing.
Hello, good morning from wherever in the world you're watching this World Rowing presentation of World Cup 2 from Lucerne. There is the Rotsee, the Lake of the Gods, and on it we'll have some rowing gods. There's some cracking races in that programme. We're just about to go. Clean start by all the crews there. Nice, easy first stroke. Can he find it now as they come up towards the line? Who's going to take the medals? That was such a surge. It's a photo finish.
That was 2021. After a year of nearly no racing in 2020, 2021 was when all of these athletes who have been training at home finally got the chance to face up to each other and see how their home training regimes paid off. Well, it certainly looked great for us as an audience looking in at home, and we saw some fantastic performances out there on the water. And now it's time to look through to the awards and see who will be recognised for their achievements of 2021. The first award is the Men's Crew of the Year for those that have won a World Championship, Olympic or Paralympic title, or may have shown outstanding and consistent performance throughout the course of the year. So for the Men's Crew of the Year, we had 4 nominees. Let's take a look at them. Well, Jean-Christophe, 4 amazing crews. Tell us, who's won?
One men's crew of the year is the lightweight men's double Ireland Fintan.
Well, Fintan, congratulations. What an achievement. You're European champions, world champions, and Olympic champions, and now likely major celebrities back home in Ireland. But how have you been since Tokyo, and where are you joining us from today?
Thanks very much, Pete. Yeah, it's been great. And obviously, we're really happy to win this award. There are so many great crews nominated that we certainly look up to throughout the year as well. So yeah, it's really cool to get this one. I'm just in Cork at the moment, just finished training, so still on that grind.
Oh, well done you. And what have the last 5 months been like since you got back from Tokyo? Have you had a sober day yet?
Yeah, there's been plenty sober days. We had a few celebrations after Tokyo. Nothing major, because obviously if all the coronavirus lockdowns and restrictions and all that. But yeah, we're back training now. You can't really rest on your laurels in our sport, can you?
Well, you've made history for Ireland with your result in Tokyo, the first Olympic gold in rowing, the 10th gold in Ireland's history. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about what it's like, where you train and where you're from, and the journey that took you to Tokyo 2020.
Yeah, I mean, there's a really good group of lightweights in Ireland at the moment. Like the core group, I guess, would be me, Paul, my brother Jake, and Paul's brother Gary. So we have a really good setup training together in the National Rowing Centre, and it's everyone kind of doing their best to get in the boat and make the boat the fastest it can be. So it's made us really fast, I think. Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what we saw, wasn't it? Now, sadly, Paul can't join us today. What's his excuse?
He's busy with school. Yeah, he's deep into his medical studies at the moment. So yeah, he's very busy.
And I can imagine that you're quite the celebrities back home in Skibbereen and in Cork. Can you even walk down the streets without being accosted by your fans?
It's not so bad. They all knew us beforehand, so they don't really take too much notice. So I think we're good on that front.
And just finally, before we let you go, what's next for you guys? What's in the next chapter?
We'll see how we get on in training and racing and stuff. I think we both still love the sport, and yeah, just love doing it. So why would we stop?
Good for you. Well, Fintan, congratulations again. It's been great talking to you, and all the best for the next chapter.
Thanks very much.
Well, that was the men's crew of the year. We're moving on now to the women's crew of the year, where we've got, similarly to the men's, the women's crew of the years for crews that have won a world championship, Olympic or Paralympic title, or have demonstrated a great, outstanding and consistent performance through the course of the year. And we've got some great nominees. We had 3 for the women's category. So let's take a look. Well, some great nominees for the women's category. Let's jump over to Jean-Christophe to find out who's won for 2021.
Okay, so the 2021 Women's Crew of the Year is the Women's Quad Sculpt of China, and sorry for the pronunciation, Yongxia Chen, Ling Chang, Yang Liu, and Xiaojun Kui.
Hello and congratulations, the Women's Quad of China, Chen Yunsha, Zhong Ling, Yu Yang, and Cui Xiaotong. It's great to have you with us. And what a couple of years you have had. Undefeated since 2019, world champions, and now Olympic champions in the women's quad. Huge congratulations to you on this achievement and award. How have the celebrations been since Tokyo?
第一个问题的话，我们的庆祝活动怎么样？庆祝活动。直接说吗？庆祝活动。
I really appreciate my coach Zhang Xiuyun and thank her for leading up to our dream. They have seriously been reduced because of the pandemic. But my family and friends all feel happy for us. Thank you.
And I'd really love to know how things have been going for you through the last couple of years. You've had some amazing performances, particularly since 2019, but now you're always winning. What's changed? What's your secret?
Hello everybody, my name is Zhang Ling. Starting from 2019, under the leadership of our coach Zhang Xiuyun, we modified our stroke style and constantly made small changes. It all started from every training session to improve the quality of small moments. We focus on the start of.
Maybe you could tell us where you're from in China and where you train.
Hello everyone, I'm Chen Yuxia. We are from different places in China. Cui Xiaotong, the stroke is from Liaoning, northeast of China. Liu Yang is from Henan, middle of China. Zhang Ling, the two cities, who is right in front of me, comes from Shanghai, and so do I. Now we are training in Hubei province.
And finally, maybe you could tell us what your advice might be for the young children out there who are inspired by your success.
Hello everyone, I am Cui Xiaotong, the stroke over the Chinese women's squad. It is my great honor to win the award. I like to share a message with you. It is always easy to quit halfway, but there's nothing better than sticking to your dreams. As the Chinese Spring Festival approaches, I wish you all Happy New Year and the very best over lucky. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much and congratulations again. Happy Chinese New Year to you and all the best for the next chapter in your rowing journey. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Well, folks, next we move on to the Para Crew of the Year. And just like the men's and women's crews, this is for athletes and a crew that has achieved outstanding achievements in World Championships or Paralympics and demonstrated outstanding and consistent performance through the course of the year. For this category, we had 3 nominees. So let's take a look. Some amazing nominees there. Well, Jean-Christophe, tell us who's won.
Okay. So the 2021 Para Crew of the Year is the PA1 men's single from Ukraine, Roman Polyansky.
Roman, huge congratulations. It's great to see you. You're European champion, world champion, and now 2-time Paralympic champion. It's an amazing achievement. Did you ever think when you started rowing that you'd have reached the top of your sport twice and now be named Para Crew of the Year?
Добрый день, меня зовут Роман. Цель стать лучшим, она всегда приобретается при тяжелой работе и дает возможность покорять новые вершины. Самое главное, чтобы у человека была цель. Благодаря своей цели я расту, я соперничаю, я развиваюсь, и это помогает мне в жизни. Трудность.
We'd love to learn a little bit about perhaps where you started. Where did you start rowing and how did you get into doing it competitively?
Я начинал заниматься греблей в Одесской области. Это были первые занятия мои. Меня помогли люди попробовать начинать. Я именно начинал с оттуда, но не начинал с академической гребли. Через время, когда ее удалили, получается, аутриггер с паралимпийского вида спорта, предложили мне заняться академической греблей Каюда Ярослав. И я приехал, Юрий Романович говорит, ты работал когда-то? Я говорю, да, работал. Говорю, ну, давай попробуем 20 минут. Когда я покрутил 3 по 20, он сказал, приезжай на сбор. Так я начал заниматься и понял, что у меня что-то есть, навыки, определенные навыки есть.
And now we'd love to hear, what does the next chapter of your life and sporting career hold for you? Another Paralympic title in Paris, perhaps?
Дальше будет видно, будем работать. Есть резерв над тем, чтобы проявить себя. Но хватит ли нам возможностей, я не буду загадываться. Хочется, есть вера, есть надежда, и будем пробовать. А как Бог даст, так и будет. Почему? Потому что нельзя загадывать наперед. Медаль хочется одевать, но не заработая медаль, мы не можем давать себе так, что хочется.
Well, you're an inspiration to us all, and thank you so much for coming to talk to us. We look forward to following your journey wherever it may lead, and hopefully on to Paris and another Paralympic title maybe. But for the time being, congratulations again. A huge achievement for you. Thanks for joining us. Unfortunately, Roman couldn't join us live today, but I managed to catch up with him the other day to find out how he was and what he's looking forward to next. Next for us, though, we move on to the fourth of our 6 awards, the award for the Coach of the Year. Now, this is for someone who has coached at the highest standard of rowing and has coached a World Championship, Olympic or Paralympic medalist crew. So for this, we had 4 nominees. Let's take a look.
Hi, it's Lucy Steffen here, a member of the Australian Women's 4 who won gold in Tokyo 2020. On behalf of myself, Rosie, Annabelle and Jess would like to congratulate our coach John Keogh for his nomination of World Rowing Coach of the Year. I think when looking at who deserves this award, all you have to do is, I guess, look back over the last 5 years of Australian women's rowing and I guess see where we started and what we've risen to. He's incredibly diligent in everything he does. He's led us through a pandemic and he's never ever afraid to ask the tough questions. So good luck, JK. We've got your back.
Michelle supported our individuality through a people-first approach that allowed us to be more than just athletes. Through her guidance, we embraced our differences and came together to create an unshakable team culture.
Michelle is a trailblazer for women coaches in elite rowing. She is the definition of integrity, success, and fun, and she knows how to help a crew turn the dial to 11.
Michelle Darville deserves to win Coach of the Year because she helped to create an environment that fostered everyone's love of rowing.
张教练天天提醒我们别冻着，别饿着，然后就是每天就唠叨我们。
每次比赛，每次冲过终点的时候，我们都会找我们教练在哪，教练在哪，就想把这种喜悦、高兴分享给我们教练。
这块金牌的意义不是说单纯的是我自己的，是我们整个团队的。
加上教练，我们5个人拿了金牌，就是挺心疼他的，他所付出的比我们要多得多。
Hi there, I'm Christopher from the Norwegian Lightweights double. For the last 9 years we've been coached by Johan Flodin, a great man and a great coach who I really admire. His ability to always bring out the best in people fascinates me, and he seems always to know what to say in any occasion. And I still can feel the goosebumps from our pep talks before important races. In my eyes, Johan Flodin is definitely the coach of the year.
Well, there's some amazing nominees, all very deserving, but sadly there can only be one winner for each year. Now, Jean-Christophe, tell us, who is it for 2021?
So the 2021 Coach of the Year is Michelle Darwin, Canada.
Michelle, a huge congratulations on being named the World Rowing Coach of the Year for 2021. A fantastic achievement. We'd love to know a little bit about the journey that brought you to rowing and ultimately led you to being the coach of an Olympic gold medal crew.
Peter, it is such a privilege and an extreme honor to be given this award. I'd first like to acknowledge what an incredible feat it was for the IOC, the Tokyo Organizing Committee, and World Rowing to host the Olympic regatta during this pandemic. And in talking to many coaches, the obstacles and challenges that we all had to deal with is a true testimony to the Olympic spirit. Sport has always been an important part of my life, and it is the connections with people, the amazing coaches, fantastic athletes, and wonderful support people that I've had the opportunity to meet along the way that have inspired my coaching career. And of course, I can't talk about the journey without mentioning the wonderful support I've had from my family. The coaching journey has been a long but such enjoyable one. It is not always about winning, and it really comes down to helping great athletes to achieve their best. Yes, it was so wonderful to win in Tokyo, but over the years, I've had just as much satisfaction seeing the athletes I work with achieve their potential. And to me, that makes the journey incredibly satisfying.
What can you tell us about what's coming up next for you in your career, Michelle? Is it the road to Paris?
A new adventure has begun for me. I'm excited to be on the journey towards Paris now with the Dutch Rowing Federation.
Well, Michelle, huge congratulations again on being named the 2021 World Rowing Coach of the Year. It's been an absolute delight talking to you. All the very best for the next steps for you in your coaching career. Hopefully we'll get to catch up soon.
Thank you so much, Peter. It's been an incredible honor, and thank you again, and a pleasure talking to you.
Sadly, Michelle couldn't join us live today, but I did manage to catch up with her earlier in the week. So it's good to hear from her. We're moving on now to our penultimate award of the 2021 World Rowing Awards ceremony. It's time now for the Thomas Keller Medal. So let's take a look. We had 3 nominees for this category. Now, the Thomas Keller Medal is a very special medal in our awards. So let's hear from Jean-Christophe, who can tell us a little bit more about this particular medal.
Thank you, Peter. It's my great privilege to introduce the Thomas Keller Medal before we announce the recipients of this year. So Thomas Keller, as you may know, is a genuine legendary figure of our sport. President of FISA from 1968 to his death in 1989, he dedicated his life to the sport of rowing and made a significant contribution to the development of FISA. His involvement actually went beyond rowing, and he had a significant impact and influence actually in the world of sport. A true passionate, close to the rowers, he had tremendous respect for our greatest athletes. In 1989, he decided to honor our then most famous legends, Peter Michael Kolbe and Pertti Kapeman, to recognize not only their outstanding career, but also their great personalities, their contribution to the sport and to the society, and as importantly, their respect of the sport values. Subsequently, the Thomas Keller's family and FISA decided to pursue this concept to recognize our greatest athletes and created the Thomas Keller Medal. Any rower who had a long and successful rowing career and who has made an outstanding contribution to rowing as a competitor or as a sports personality can be considered to this honor. Dominic Keller, son of Thomas Keller, is the chair of the Thomas Keller Medal Committee. To conclude, let me just say that the Thomas Keller Medal is the highest and most prestigious award in the sport of rowing. Back to you, Peter.
Thanks, Jean-Christophe. Well, I think we'd all love to hear who from those 3 nominees that we saw, Olaf Tufte, Mahe Drysdale and Ekaterina Karsten, who is the winner for 2021. So let's catch up with Dominic Keller, who's going to make this year's announcement.
The medal goes this year to Olaf Tufte. Olaf, what a career, what an athlete, what a personality. 25 years of high performance, taking part in 7 Olympic Games from Atlanta 96 to this year's Tokyo, winning amongst many other medals, 2 Olympic regattas and 2 World Championships in the single. But it was not always easy for you. The Olympic regatta in London saw you a far cry from the Beijing gold form, and consequently you had to take a year off to take care of a health problem. It was a long and arduous way to reach the high level again. In fact, until 2016 to win with Kjetil Borch Olympic bronze. But that was not the end for you. Going into your 40s, you took it upon you to help 3 young Norwegians to enter the international level, stroking their quad. And even the 1-year delay of the Olympics did stop you from taking upon you the hardship of top-level training at 45. Just as you had done already years before when you formed the Team Tufte to help young athletes to progress. Your sportsmanship was always immaculate, graceful in winning as in losing. One of your really great achievements was to change the formerly literally single-minded single scholars from being hermits into becoming friends, culminating in gathering 8 world top scholars into the Great 8 and 8 to compete in the Head of the Charles in Boston. It is thus my privilege to present to you the Thomas Keller Medal for an outstanding career in rowing, as Christoph said, the highest honor in our sport.
Olaf, it's great to have you join us here today. A huge congratulations on being awarded the highest achievement in our sport in rowing. You're already, though, 2-time Olympic champion from Athens and Beijing. And I actually tracked your international career all the way back to 1984 when you were competing in the junior men's single. But I think we'd all love to know, when was it you actually started rowing and how did you get into it?
First of all, thank you so much for having this honor to be presented with this medal. My career actually started 2nd of April 1994 at the seaside at my club, and I can tell you it was really cold in the water. It was ice.
That's amazing. A long time ago, and you've kept it up for, well, several decades there, and quite an achievement. You've clearly got quite a full trophy cabinet and now a Thomas Keller medal to add to it. Was this a surprise for you? And how do you feel now about being recognized for one of the selection criteria, actually, legendary status?
Yeah, this was really big surprise for me, having the Keller medal. For me, the winners from Thomas Keller medal has always been my idols. It's been the people we've been looking out for and see how they act inside the rowing community, being the family, how they have been the pioneers to showing us young rowers how to act on the field, on the course and off the course. So to actually being a knowledge for the things that I became because of the rowing family. Because I have 2 families. I have the Tufte family, which is my born name, but my biggest family is the rowing family. And as I say, if you pull in an oar, you're a rower and you're part of my family. And I think rowing is the reason why I became the person I am, good or bad, but they developed me as a person and a sportsman. So thank you so much to all rowers, all idols out there who showed me the way and made me the rower I became.
I love the sentiment behind that, the enormity of the world rowing family being so precious and close to you. You're an inspiration to us all, and we can so easily go back and look through the archives and watch some of our favorite races of yours. But maybe you could tell us, what was a particular highlight for you in racing through your career?
I would take two races. The first race was in 2001 at Rotze in Lucerne, because as Dominic said, we started a new generation for the single scullers from being like the sprinters. They didn't actually talk that much together, but Istok, Chop and me, we became the best of friends. So we tried to out-battle each other on the water, and then we had good fun outside the water. And from this moment on, the single scullers starts to be friends. We traveled, we trained together, and we ended up in the Great Eight. And now it's totally different than it was. This is, I think, one of the best memories I have. And the best race memory, I think, should be in Beijing 2008. First, I took one stroke, and then I actually stopped rowing because that stroke was so similar to what I prepared myself the day before. So I got goosebumps, and I actually stopped rowing. And then I thought to myself, well, Olaf, you have to do another 239 strokes to finish the whole thing. And then I actually thought I missed the race after 1,000 meters because I was in the lead. I never lead at 1,000 meters. So I thought I lost it. But then somehow I managed to get back in there and beat Mahai down the course and Andre, which both of them are two of my best friends ever. So, yeah.
An amazing outcome. And I love the way that race started, to have done the perfect stroke and surprised yourself with it. Well, you're clearly a man of many talents. I've seen photos of you farming, firefighting, starting up a clothing brand. How do you juggle all of that? And maybe you could tell us where that's going to lead you in the next chapter of your life.
First of all, I don't like to sit still. And I got a lot of energy. I like to do things. I like to create things. I like to help people. And I think that's also why I became okay in rowing, because I have a lot of energy. I was able to do enough to actually have developed myself as a rower. And then as you live, you got a lot of opportunities coming to you. And I probably jumped on one or two too many, but that's how I like to live my life. I like to do things. I like to help out and see what it takes me. So from now on, hopefully I can be a little bit more father, a little bit more farmer. That would be my dream, actually. And then maybe help a rower to achieve their dreams if somebody wants to listen to an old guy.
It's an amazing vision, and all the very best to you, Olaf, in pursuing it. Hopefully we'll see you at some events and still doing a bit of coaching or keeping your oar in, as they say, to our sport and in the world rowing family. All the best to you, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to move on now to, sadly, our last award of the 2021 World Rowing Awards ceremony. It's time now for the Distinguished Services Award. Now, this is for outstanding service and involvement in the development of rowing internationally.
So, as you just said, the Distinguished Service to International Rowing Awards is presented to someone who has actually an outstanding service in the involvement and development of the sport of rowing internationally, but also has participated to large or many international regattas and a long service in the sport at all levels, actually, from the grassroots and with an impact in many countries. So the 2021 Distinguished Service to International Rowing is attributed, actually, we have two winners, not one winner, to Dick and Peter Dressigager, USA. So let me, Peter, before we speak with the founders of Concept 2, let me simply say that it's certainly not exaggerated to state that the Dressigager brothers have transformed our rowing world, and basically with their carbon fiber oars, but also with the creation of the Concept 2 indoor rowing machine. They have created a device which is used not only by rowers, but which has brought the most healthy full body motion of rowing to millions and millions around the world. The raw egg, as it is called now, gives the world access to rowing's fantastic fitness experience and redefines what it means to be a rower. It has dramatically enlarged and still continue to enlarge the rowing community to people who don't have access to the water or simply don't want to. So with the performance and with the monitor performance and also with the new technologies, it allows now thousands to connect online. And this makes rowing one of the leading sports in the virtual sport ecosystem. Especially in this pandemic environment, the machine allows not only the athletes and rowers, but millions and millions to keep going despite the other avenues for fitness being closed down. All the while, the Dresser brothers upheld their commitment to accessibility by ensuring an affordable price so that more people could afford to experience it. And I must say that this has meant for a lot for our member federation from developing countries. Congratulations, Dick and Peter.
Thanks, Jean-Christophe. Dick and Peter Dreisergacker joining us here from Montana and Vermont over in the USA. Huge congratulations to you both on winning the Distinguished Services to Rowing Award. It's a great recognition of, well, really the monumental contribution to the rowing world that you've both made. You both started rowing at high standards, but maybe you could tell us, what was it that inspired your work and the founding of Concept 2?
Well, first, this is a great honor, and I'd like to thank FISA for bestowing this on us. But as far as what inspired us, I think there's two that really stand out in my mind. One is the fun and excitement of building things and making things work and being able to try them out and experience what they're like and the difference for yourself. The second one is that's important, I think really important, is we get a lot of feedback from customers telling us how the erg and rowing in general has totally changed their lives from a health and wellness standpoint. And that has got to be very satisfying and rewarding to hear for us. And I think that's what keeps us inspired to keep going.
I can imagine it must be so deeply gratifying to see Concept 2 in every corner of the world and at the core of every rower's off-water training plan. When you founded Concept 2, did you ever imagine it growing to this scale?
Actually, we had no idea or intention of starting a business that would get to this size. We had an idea that the erg would be a good product in the rowing community and there would be a need. And we also had the idea that rowing from the fitness point of view was somewhat undervalued at the time we started it. But we were surprised how naturally the erg spread from rowing to the fitness world and the community at large. And I have to say, the one big driver on that was the rowing community itself pushing the sport and pushing the activity.
Well, you've brought a great deal of innovation as the sport's grown and been pushed further and further. You've brought a great deal of innovation to the sport. Maybe you could share with us some of your favorite projects that you've worked on over the years.
Well, the favorite project has got to be the Model A erg. That there was that day in 1981 where we turned the bicycle upside down on the floor, connected a handle to one end of the chain and a bungee cord to the other end, and there it was, the Model A. That was a very exciting moment of discovery. Another example was in just 10 years later, 1991, when we were testing the big blade in a pair, and just making changes right on the dock. We'd saw a little bit off here and add a little bit there to the blade, and be able to go out and test it and see what it was doing, how it felt, and and what type of, how much it affected our speed over a certain distance. And those were very exciting times of discovery that, I'll never forget.
I love the sound of it, the engineering that goes into that, and the upturned bicycle. It's just, everybody can picture that in their home garage going through and making something like that. But you guys actually did it, and it's taken over the world. But over the years, I mean, there must be some amazing memories you guys have of your time in the World Rowing family. Maybe you could share with us one or two of your favorites.
Yeah, it's really all about the people we've met through the years, but I think one of my fondest impressions of the rowing community is the fact that our staff has been embraced and really feels to be part of that community also. Even if they've never pulled an oar, they're out there interacting with rowing family and really being accepted. And it's really, our staff needs to have a lot of credit for where we are today.
Well, it was an amazing year, and you have won the Distinguished Services to Rowing Award for 2021, and it clearly shows the commitment and the achievement and all of the things that you've brought to the rowing world and the rowing family. I don't think I could name a single rower who hasn't come across or spent many, many hours training on a Concept 2 Ergo. So on behalf of all of them, I think it's worth saying thank you to you both, Dick and Peter Dreisegacke, and congratulations on being awarded the Distinguished Services to Rowing Award for 2021. It's great to have you join us. Thanks so much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Well, folks, that was the last of our awards, the 6 awards for the 2021 World Rowing Awards ceremony. It was an amazing year and a great opportunity for us to recognize the achievements of those in our World Rowing family, both on and off the water. But Jean-Christophe, it was a fantastic year in 2021. What are your best reflections?
Well, first, Peter, thank you. And let me just congratulate again all the finalists and our winners today for their great achievements. You are true inspiration to everyone, and thank you for that. Thank you also to all who have submitted their contributions by voting for these awards. And thank you also to the different committees and panels who have made this difficult exercise to make the final selections. This actually concludes the 2021 season. I wish you all the very best for 2022, and I'm looking forward to another great season coming soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jean-Christophe. It certainly was an amazing year, 2021, and there's so much to look forward to in 2022 as the world starts to reopen, we all hope, and we get back to more and more racing and competition. But for the time being, that's all of our awards presented. A huge congratulations to everyone again. I think for the time being, it's goodbye for now. We look forward to seeing you all at the next series of World Rowing events. But just now, we'll leave you with a last clip looking back at 2021.